Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is KShow22 here, and today we will be analyzing code. Now this sounds pretty boring, but this is going to teach you guys quite a bit because we're going to be going over codes that we haven't gone over before. So if you haven't already, open up Visual Studio and let's go ahead and get started. So I was programming this on a different computer, so however, I'm going to need to open that up on this computer. So as you can see, I am learning Java, which I'm really excited for. So really, to be honest, I don't really remember the name of the program, so just give me a second to find it. Okay, it's Windows Internal Force. This program is a program that hacks a computer, but it's not actually hacking. It's pretending like it is, but it's creating fake content. Now, what we're basically doing is creating a warm welcome. Basically, that's what this is doing right here. And since we're analyzing code, this video should not take long at all. So, what's going to happen is, as soon as Form 1 loads, on text box 2, which this happens to be text box 2 right here. This is text box 1. So text box 2 right here, it's going to display Corey inside these parenthesis things, and then 2 forward slashes. Then it's going to say timer 1 start. This is where things are going to be going. Because it's going to say, okay, so it's going to say select case tick. Well, where do we find our tick variable? If we go up here, we can see that tick is equal to 0. So select case 0. It's going to go over here. It's going to say, let's go ahead and say, if this is equal to that, then go ahead and do this. Well, I know it doesn't equal that. I know that text box 1 is equal to nothing. So it's going to go ahead and say, hey, textbox1.text equals loading content, give a timer interval of 2000, then it's going to tick again. Then it's going to go here, then it's going to display 2 dots, then 3 dots. Then when it equals 3 dots, it's going to say finished, moving on. And then it's going to change tick to 1. So when timer 1 ticks again, it's going to go on to case 1. Now I can see this is split up into subdivisions. So it's going to be like case 1A, case 1B, case 1C, case 1D. As I can see, I can really replace these with letters if I wanted to. If it was a string or if it was car. But I know that just according to my prior knowledge that this is probably going to be starting with 1. So if I go down here, it's going to be working its way up. I can probably guess why it's doing that. It's because it needs it to display it. Because variables are going to change and it doesn't want to move down the line. So kind of hard to explain, but you'll figure it out when you start moving on. So when subdivision 1 is equal to 1, then let's go ahead and display what's in text box 1, but also display on the next line, welcome. And then let's go ahead and add 3 dots in about 500 milliseconds. And then when we get done with displaying welcome, let's go ahead and go on to subdivision 4. Literally, I'm just trying to read this to you guys, just so you guys know. And let's go ahead and display what's still in text box 1 and leave it text box 1, and let's tell them let's get rolling. And then it's going to let the thread sleep, and then it's going to say, hey, let's go ahead and display their username. Then let's wait, and then let's create a new line saying using Windows IO system file stream. And then let's go ahead and stop. So we can go ahead and see that this is rolling here. So let's go ahead and run this. It's going to say loading content, loading content, loading content, and then finish moving on welcome. Let's get rolling, Corey, using Windows IO file system. And I realize I can't type up here. I can only highlight, and that's about it. However, I can type stuff here, and it'll force its way up there to the top. So I really like that. And then also there are functions in here. So if I say hack, it's going to display a bunch of information. So the only thing about this information here is that it's given me the same random stuff. However, when I type it again, it gives me new random stuff, and it's not really there's still a lot of errors in this code. These are not real IPs, by the way. And to exit, I just hit alternate F4 and it ends. So we basically we're able to read how the welcome screen pops up. However, we do want to know how this information that I type in goes to up here. So if I recall, I remember hitting enter, so I know it's going to be under a key down event. So by double clicking text box 1 or text box 2, I guess that is text box 2. I can go here and see, hey, text box 2 dot key down. So I know when they hit enter, it's gonna see if it equals anything, and if it doesn't equal anything, it's just gonna skip everything. So you can't create a bunch of empty lines. And then it's gonna go ahead and make sure that you didn't erase the code name, your username. And then it's going to go on to the next. And if you didn't, it's going to actually check to see if you have a real command. And then it's going to display and redo some stuff, okay? But however, if you delete the main command, it's going to give you an error message. But however, here, let's see here. It's going to go on to processes. We can see that it's going on to processes right here at the end. And it's going to check to see if your real command does equal hack. And if it does, it's going to do all this. However, the random IP is only being generated once at the very beginning. So we do have some issues there, you guys. So really, just by kind of looking at this code, I can see that we're generating some random numbers. We're creating numbers between 10 and 245. And these are all integers right here. So we're generating random integers between 10 and 45, each one of these. And they can be equal or they can be different. It doesn't matter. Then I can see we're aligning them into the format of an IP. Then text box 1 equals text box 1 and new line and IP type and random IP content. So really, we're not really generating our new IP every single time. So if I wanted to do that, I need to kind of combine this code with that code and regenerate every single time. However, I'm not here to change the code. I'm just here to kind of point out some things and help you guys analyze this and kind of talk about what's going on here. So really, you guys, the main thing that I wanted to show you guys is how the timer 1 is ticking here. And I wanted to show you guys how you can select cases and how code can be organized and how things can be displayed timely. And with being able to sleep the thread, we can have things pop up without a timer. And we can even create things into subdivisions, and we can have case, and then we can not have a bunch of if statements. However, this program kind of requires that you have a bunch of if statements. But we could create probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more cases, and we wouldn't have a single if statement. We could get rid of all those if statements. because you can change the case into an if statement, literally. Or you can change the if statement into a case statement. So I could have either, I think I said 9 more cases, or I could have 11 ifs. 2 more if statements added on. Because I have 2 cases and 9 ifs. I can switch them all over to cases, or I can switch them all over to ifs. So really that's all for this video. I will be publishing this program probably here in about a few weeks, I'm hoping. It'll be kind of cool. You can go off to school and you can show your friends, oh hey look, I'm hacking. When really you're not doing a single thing, but they're all going to believe you. I promise. It's going to be a pretty heavy duty program. It's going to be lightweight and can be run on any Windows computer without admin access. So that's all for this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and the next tutorial will be actually programming and not just listening to me. See you guys next time.